Welcome to the fascinating world of comic creation. This realm transcends geographic boundaries and cultural differences. From the bustling streets of Tokyo to the serene landscapes of Scandinavia, individuals are crafting their own comic narratives, each brimming with unique visions and voices. These self-made comics are a testament to the power of storytelling, the allure of visual art, and the boundless nature of human creativity. They come in all shapes and sizes, from classic superhero tales to poignant slice-of-life stories, from haunting horror narratives to whimsical children's tales. Each one is a window into its creator's imagination, a reflection of their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. As we delve deeper into this guide, you'll discover that comic creation is an adventure, a journey of self-expression that invites you to bring your own story to life. Panel by panel, page by page. Ready to embark on your own comic creation journey? Buckle up because we're about to dive right in. Every great comic begins with a clear, compelling idea. From the enchanting realms of Asgard to the bustling cityscapes of Gotham, the heart of every comic book is its concept. This phase, known as conceptualization, is where your comic book truly begins to take shape. Imagine conceptualization as the foundation of a house. Just as architects need to plan and design before they start building, comic creators must brainstorm their story ideas, develop their characters, and establish their settings before they start sketching. Brainstorming is the spark that lights your creative fire. It's in this stage where you let your imagination run wild. Think about the stories that you want to tell. Are they high-stakes adventures in distant galaxies? Or perhaps intimate tales of everyday heroes in your hometown? The possibilities are boundless, and the best part is, they're all yours to explore. Next, we move on to character development. Characters are the beating heart of your narrative. They are the ones who will guide your readers through your world. So, it's essential to flesh them out. What are their motivations, their strengths, their weaknesses? How do they interact with the world around them? Remember, your characters don't have to be perfect. In fact, it's their imperfections that often make them relatable and intriguing. Now let's talk about setting. Whether it's a small town with a secret or a sprawling metropolis teeming with superheroes, your setting is the stage on which your story unfolds. It's more than just a backdrop. It's a character in its own right that can influence the plot and the characters. Throughout the conceptualization phase, don't be afraid to draw from your own experiences and interests. Your unique perspective is what will set your comic apart in a sea of stories. It's your personal touch that will make your narrative resonate with readers. With your compelling idea in place, it's time to bring it to life through sketches. Now, it's time to give visual form to your ideas. As we venture into the realm of sketching our comic, we're essentially breathing life into our characters and settings. This is where the magic really begins. Let's start with the panels. These are the individual frames or boxes where the action of your comic takes place. Think of them as the stage for your characters. The size, shape, and arrangement of your panels can influence the pacing and mood of your story. Bigger panels can be used for major events or dramatic reveals, while smaller ones are perfect for quick actions or dialogue exchanges. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach here. Feel free to experiment and find what works best for your narrative. Next, let's talk about character designs. This is where your protagonists, antagonists, and supporting characters come to life. It's important to give each character their own unique look that reflects their personality and role in the story. Are they strong and heroic? Tall and lanky? Short and feisty? Their physical appearance should tell a story in itself. And as always, practice makes perfect. The more you draw your characters, the more fluid and natural their movements will become. Now let's move on to the background settings. These are the worlds that your characters inhabit. Whether it's a bustling cityscape, a quiet country town, or a distant alien planet, the setting can enhance the mood and tone of your story. When sketching your settings, pay attention to details. The small things, like a shop sign or a tree in the background, can add depth and make your world feel more real. Finally, don't be afraid to experiment with different styles. Comic art ranges from simple, cartoon-like drawings to highly detailed, realistic renderings. Find a style that resonates with you and your story. Remember, this is your comic. Make it uniquely yours. With your sketches complete, you're ready to add the magic of color. Color breathes life into your comic, enhancing the mood and atmosphere. It's like the cherry on top of an ice cream sundae, the final, delicious detail that takes your creation from good to great. Now you've sketched your comic, and it's time to add that splash of color. But where do you start? Well, the first step is choosing a color scheme. This isn't just about what colors you like, but about what colors fit the tone and mood of your story. A gloomy, gritty detective story might call for a muted, darker palette, while an upbeat superhero adventure might be better suited to bright, bold colors. Once you've chosen your scheme, it's time to start applying color to your comic. Start with the base colors, the main colors of your characters and settings. Then add depth and dimension with shading and highlights. Remember, light sources and the way they interact with your characters and settings can drastically change the mood of your scene. So, play around with it. Experiment. Now let's talk about coloring mediums. There's a plethora of options out there, and the one you choose depends on your personal preference and the style of your comic. Colored pencils can offer a lot of control and allow for a more detailed approach. Markers, on the other hand, can give you vibrant, solid colors, but may require a steadier hand. And then there's digital coloring. This method, done on a computer or tablet, offers a wide range of tools and effects. It allows for easy corrections and adjustments and can give your comic a sleek, modern look. However, it might require a bit of a learning curve if you're not familiar with digital art tools. In the end, the choice is yours. Each medium has its own advantages and challenges, and what matters most is that you enjoy the process and are happy with the end result. With your comic vibrantly colored, it's time to wrap things up with the final touches. You're almost there. Now let's polish your comic to perfection. The final phase of comic creation involves refining your artwork and adding the dialogues as well as sound effects. This is where your characters truly come to life, where their personalities shine through their dialogue and their world vibrates with the sound effects you've chosen. When it comes to dialogue, remember that less is more. Your characters don't have to talk a lot, but what they say should be meaningful. It should move the story forward or reveal something about their character. And don't forget about the power of sound effects. A well-placed bam, pow, or zap can add a whole new level of excitement to your comic. Once you've added the dialogues and sound effects, it's time to refine your artwork. This is your chance to make sure every line, every color, every panel is exactly the way you want it. Don't be afraid to make changes or to add details. This is your comic, and it's your vision that's coming to life on the page. Now, let's talk about publishing. The beauty of comic creation is that there are so many ways to share your work with the world. If you want to keep things digital, there are countless platforms online where you can publish your comic for free. This is a great way to reach a wide audience and get instant feedback on your work. If you're old school and prefer the feel of paper, why not print physical copies of your comic? This could be a fun way to share your work with friends and family, or even to sell at local comic conventions or shops. And if you're feeling particularly ambitious, you could even submit your comic to publishers. Who knows? Your comic could be the next big thing. And there you have it, your very own comic book, ready to share with the world. Creating a comic book is a journey of creativity and expression. We've traversed the path together, from the initial spark of conceptualizing a story that's uniquely yours, to the intricate process of sketching your narrative frame by frame. We've explored the vibrant arena of coloring, where your illustrations come to life, adding depth to your characters and settings. We've touched upon the final touches, where every detail counts and the perfectionist in you shines through. Lastly, we've navigated the exciting realm of publishing, where your work of art is ready to be shared with the world. Remember, the journey is as important as the destination. Each stage of comic creation offers you a space to enjoy, learn, and express your unique voice. Every comic you create is a testament to your imagination, your creativity, and your passion. So what are you waiting for? The world of comic creation awaits.